Former ISRO Chief, Mr. Dr. K Sivan is joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us. Good afternoon. It's a big day. That successful separation has already happened. Your first thoughts on this successful completion of this important step?
This is actually a very complex activity, and we are happy that it is happened smoothly without any hitch.
Right,
and
sir.
This is another major milestone, I would say. This one. Okay.
Sir, my last question to you about how Chandrayaan 2, from Chandrayaan 2 to Chandrayaan 3, what kind of learnings ISRO has had, and as we look forward to the completion of this mission, how confident you are, sir?
Basically, this we have gone through the data of Chandrayaan 2 and find out that the error, what really happened, then that errors have been corrected. That's number one. Number two, this particular mission we added more margin, design margin. Number three, wherever the redundancy is increased, this one. That way, now this confidence level for this mission is more. So we are expecting that this will happen very nicely without any problem. This one.
In the effort to understand the southern part of the moon, which has remained mystery to the scientific community, how big of a contribution India can make through this mission, sir?
So definitely this is that South Pole region was not explored region. So by going there, definitely we have some new science findings which will be useful for the entire humankind of the world. This new science finding. That way, the contribution is very large from Chandrayaan 3.
Right, sir. So my concluding question to you, compared to the Russians or the Americans, how well India has done in your understanding, in your experience?
No, we cannot compare with others. We have done our job very well, without any flaw. That way, we can say that we are doing a job. Now we cannot compare with we are better than others, not like that. So we are doing the job to our satisfaction. That's all.
Dr. K Sivan, always a pleasure speaking with you, sir. The former ISRO chief, speaking exclusively here on CNN News 18. Thank you for your time, Mr. Sivan, and thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Don't compare us. We have a separate journey altogether. That's what Mr. Sivan has said, and it is a big, big moment because that separation has happened. It has happened successfully. The lander and the rover have separated, and let me try and also get you more reactions, more voices coming in. We want to put out these graphics to you. We've been theoretically talking about this separation. What exactly does it look like? CNN News 18 gets you these graphics together, this animation that has also been put out by ISRO, how the lander and the rover separate, what exactly happens, and how important this is. What is soft landing? Soft landing is exactly something that you're going to witness on the 23rd of August when it finally happens. But this is how the separation happens. Now, why does it become so critical? Why does it become so important and tricky? Because there are challenging situations, a different gravity which is operating there. Also something that it needs to happen at a certain speed, at a certain pace, at a certain angle. And all of those things need to be correct to the T. There cannot be any kind of lapses, though most of the experts have pointed out that this time India had a backup for everything. As far as this part is concerned, the scientists were not so worried. They were confident. They were fairly confident. I want to cut across once again back to Shrishti. She's with us on the broadcast. Shrishti, we were just putting out these animated graphics that ISRO has also put out. How the separation really happens, what does it look like. But break it down for a layperson. What are the challenging circumstances, different conditions that exist in this space under which the separation happens?
So this time, to explain to our viewers, this time what ISRO did was that it used an integrated spacecraft where it used a propulsion module which is about 2100 kgs, and then the lander which had rover in it was was integrated on top of this propulsion module. The entire weight of the spacecraft is about 3,900 kgs. So the main objective of the propulsion module was to take the lander to much closer to the moon once it reaches that orbit of about 100 kilometers from the lunar surface, and then it would separate, which is the stage that we have achieved today. Now the last two phases begin. Like ISRO had just announced that tomorrow they are going to undertake the deboosting maneuver, when the lander would be taken to a slightly lower orbit, which is about 100 kilometers into 23 kilometers. So once it's injected into that orbit, then the final phase is going to begin, and it will be positioned over the south polar region of the moon, where the landing would be planned, so which is expected on August 23rd evening. So these are challenging maneuvers because of the kind of accuracy that you require to achieve it, a precise landing, a precise point on the orbit from where the landing could start. So all these things would be taken into consideration.
I want to cut across back to Harish as well, who is with us on the broadcast. Harish, for the next few days, that soft landing has been achieved, and 14 p.m. that's when also an important development will happen at around 1600 hours. Going forward, what journey does the project really take, and what are the other critical steps apart from the separation to watch out for?
Well, three aspects here. One, although the propulsion module has separated from the lander module, the propulsion module won't be totally useless. There is one payload on the propulsion module that will continue to operate for the coming few weeks and months. What will happen in the next few days in the run-up to the soft landing on 23rd? There will be a couple of deboost maneuvers. One is planned for around 4 o'clock tomorrow. What does this deboost maneuver do? It takes the lander module much closer to the surface of moon. Apart from that, it will also put this spacecraft in the desired velocity, because remember, that will be a very crucial move. That's where Chandrayaan 2 got it wrong. So these are three crucial maneuvers that would happen in the next few days, and then the big soft landing that ISRO will attempt. Once the soft landing happens, there will be slightly a cooling off period before the rover actually comes out of the lander module and goes about looking at the surface of the moon and the experiments that have been planned on the surface of the moon.
All right, my colleague Harish getting us all the details and perspective, what else to watch out for. As we earlier told you, through these very special graphics, once again putting that out for you, within the moon's reach on the parting ways, the lander and the propulsion modules have separated. The modules have also embarked on separate journeys now. Let's put out there's some special graphics that we have prepared for you here on CNN News 18. This is reaching the moon. This is also exploring the moon like never before. These are parting ways for the lander and the propulsion modules. Both of them take separate journeys. Separate modules embark on separate journeys from here on. The propulsion module and the lander separate in orbit lander, and it begins its most crucial journey, the touchdown on the moon. Vikram is carrying Pragyan, and it attempts landing. The soft landing will be attempted on the moon's southern side, which has largely remained the unexplored area. It's a complex series of braking maneuvers which the rover named Pragyan need to perform. And as I said earlier, it happens in special challenging situation. Everything needs to be right. The nearby lunar area gathers the images to be sent back to the Earth. Intelligence, information, science, and all of that we are gathering about the southern part of the moon that so far has remained unexplored. Chandrayaan 3 will be a success. That's what the scientist community are claiming, and in most likelihood it will be, fingers crossed. But today was an important day, and that happy separation has happened. We'll continue talking about the story much more here on CNN News 18. For now, a very short break.